The biggest lie society sold you is that working a job is safe. In reality, it's the most dangerous thing you can rely on for the smallest possible payoff. Risk has always been tied to reward, yet traditional thinking convinced you that starting your own business, chasing your vision, or betting on yourself was somehow reckless. Meanwhile, working for a corporation was supposedly the secure, predictable path. Show up, avoid trouble, and you'd be rewarded with a pension and stability. But that entire worldview is flipped upside down. Today, the most fragile life you can live is a life controlled by a company. You don't own anything about it, not your time, not your income, not even your future. And the payoff for this vulnerability? A mediocre salary that barely gets you by. Look around you. Massive corporations are cutting tens of thousands of people at once. UPS, Amazon, Intel, Ford, Microsoft, entire armies of workers replaced without hesitation. These positions didn't disappear. The tasks are still being done, just not by humans anymore. Machines don't take sick days, don't complain, don't file HR reports, and don't require insurance. Corporations exist to maximize profit, not to protect your livelihood. Depending on a job now is like building your house on thin ice. You don't know when it will crack, only that it absolutely will. That's why working for yourself has become the least risky path with the biggest reward. When you control your income, you can't fire yourself. When you learn how to use technology rather than fear it, the machines become your employees, not your replacement. Yet most people cling to the illusion of safety. They avoid entrepreneurship to avoid uncertainty. But the uncertainty is already built into their job. Both paths carry risk, but only one path has a chance of giving you the life you actually want. If the outcomes are equally uncertain, why choose the version that leaves you broke, stressed, and replaceable? Ask yourself something important. When was the last time you tried something with full conviction? Not half-hearted effort, not maybe later. When did you give something everything you had and fail? Most people never experience that moment because they never give 100% to anything. They talk about success, they fantasize about success, but they never test themselves. Every time I've gone all in, I've succeeded. That's why I never hesitate. If I try with my entire being, I win. If you share that same pattern, you need to start attempting bigger things, instead of sitting still, hoping safety will save you. But instead of using technology to build wealth, most people use AI to make silly social media videos, joke about their friends, and distract themselves from their own stagnation. Winners look at AI and immediately think, how do I turn this into money? Mediocre people think, how do I make my girlfriend laugh? That's why the gap between rich and poor is solidifying. Rich people will keep building tools. Poor people will keep using those tools for entertainment. Pick your side before the window closes. Right now, you still have a choice. In a few years, you won't. Your future descendants are either going to thank you or despise you. They're either going to inherit freedom or debt. They're either going to see you as the person who broke the cycle or the one who doomed the bloodline. All because you were motivated for 5 minutes and then wasted the next 5 hours scrolling, messaging people who don't care about you, and distracting yourself into oblivion. You're running out of time. Every day you refuse to act is a day you can never get back. Regret is permanent. Delay is fatal. The world doesn't need you. It won't pause for you, won't wait for you, won't save you. No politician, no employer, no friend group is coming to rescue you. You either change direction now or you remain exactly where you're headed. Ask yourself, what action have you taken to secure your life? Not what you hoped the system would do. Not what you dreamed would magically happen. What did you physically do? The environment around you shapes your decisions more than you realize. Sit around losers long enough and their excuses become your excuses. Their fear becomes your fear. Their mediocrity becomes your destiny. The people around you influence your future even though you pay the price for their bad advice. Sometimes you need to cut people off gently. Sometimes you need to cut them off brutally. Either way, you cannot grow while surrounded by anchors. You have to understand something most men never realize. Life isn't a straight line. It's a battlefield, with pressure coming at you from angles you don't even see yet. Every year that passes, the game gets harder. The competition gets sharper. The consequences get heavier. People who survive aren't the smartest or the strongest. They're the ones who refuse to allow the world to dictate their fate. Most people surrender their destiny quietly, not with a dramatic breakdown, not with a dramatic speech. They simply erode. They make one compromise today, another tomorrow, and soon the version of themselves they were supposed to become dies before they ever lived. That's what's happening to millions right now. They don't notice the slow decay. They don't notice that every time they procrastinate, every time they rely on security, every time they choose comfort, they are trading their entire future for a moment of ease. And the worst part is, they don't even realize what they're losing. People think failure happens in a moment. It happens in micro decisions, one after another. Every time you choose the path of least resistance,